Obama, I'm glad that I ran into you. What I observed in your class today really concerns me. Let's see. How can I put this? It appears that your teaching is very, very weak, to say the least. Why the surprised look?
The note you left said that I have a really good rapport with my kids.
I'm required by law to say something positive. It actually wasn't good at all. Do you know that I asked the students to explain why they were learning the skill and they couldn't?
But they are in the second grade.
Well, good heavens. It's a wonder they are confused. You clearly did not set a purpose for the learning. Obama, how well do you understand the gradual release of responsibility model?
Gradual release?
Yes. Gradual release. This is sometimes referred to as the I do, we do, you do model of instruction. Just type gradual release in Google and see what you get. You can learn almost anything on Google. It begins with the teacher explaining the strategy and modeling exactly how it should be applied in the class. At first, the teacher assumes all of the responsibility and then gradually releases the responsibility of the learning to the students.
But I begin every lesson by explaining what I am going to do.
Is that what you are calling it? Setting a purpose? I clearly heard you ask the students a question.
I can't ask my students a question.
No. Not during this phase of the I do, we do, they do, you do process. You can only tell them what to do. You cannot question them. This is called explicit instruction. You should Google that too. Explicit instruction occurs over the first 15 to 20 minutes of the I do, we do, just do it process. At which point, you will then begin guiding the students through the learning process. By my observation, you spent 5 minutes explaining and then you asked the students a question. This is not gradually releasing the responsibility. We call this dumping the work in their laps.
But my students were confused.
How do you know that?
Because several students stated, "I don't understand what you are saying."
The only way to understand who is learning is by formally assessing your students.
But I really do assess my students. I assess them all the time.
No. What you did was we do, you it alone, they did it together, collaboration, independent practice, then I did it, and that's not how it should be done. It's I do, we do, you do together, you do alone, then remediation, enrichment, then assess to see who understood you and who did not. This should occur over a period of 5 to 7 days. Once you look at your assessment results, you will then, and only then, decide who gets it and who does not.
Are you saying that I need to wait 5 to 7 days before I can assess my students' learning?
No. Okay, listen. I'm going to model for you exactly how you should do this with the kids. First, I pre-assess your understanding. Since I know you don't understand, I will move on. Second, it's I do, then we do together. You do it together with your peers. You do it alone. Did I just do it? What did I do? And then they do it independently outside of the classroom or when I'm not looking. This is called independent application of the skill, and until teachers realize that all learning must be relevant and meaningful, we will never have walls that teach.
Walls that teach? And what does that have to do with anything?
Please do not talk while I am talking. I am modeling the skill, and during this portion of the lesson you should not be asking any questions. Do you understand?
No.
That was a check for understanding. I was checking to see if you understood, and clearly you did not, and so I will explain it another way. If you do not get it after that, then I would provide remediation, but only after I give you the opportunity to fail at the skill in a group with your peers. Obama. If all else fails, just do this.
And what in the world is that?
Why? This is how I engage the students when they become bored. Every teacher must have a toolkit of strategies to engage and differentiate.